We come from different families. Each of us has a story. Stumbling into the light, I see people like you and me. In this room, we listen to the truth that sets us free. In this room, we open our hearts and we can clearly see how the path has brought us all right here. We're safe, we're strong, our friends are near. And there is nothing left to fear, 'cause we're home in this room. In this room, we value complete acceptance of who we are. In this room, we walk towards complete forgiveness. In this room, we learn. The learning never ends. And we can choose anytime we want to begin again. In this room, we listen to the truth that sets us free. In this room, we open our hearts and we can clearly see how the path has brought us all right here. We're safe, we're strong, our friends are near. And there is nothing left to fear, 'cause we're home in this room. In this room, there's gold dust in the air. In this room, possibility everywhere. In this room we stand when our hearts are torn. In this room, a new way of being together is being born. In this room, we listen to the truth that sets us free. In this room, we open our hearts and we can clearly see how the path has brought us all right here. We're safe, we're strong, our friends are near. And there is nothing left to fear, 'cause we're home in this room. In this room, we open our hearts. In this room, we grow together. In this room, we accept one another. In this room, and we learn to love. In this room, we bow our heads. In this room, we know each other. In this room, in this room. We come from different places, different paths, different spaces, bringing so many questions, bringing our pain. We come from different families. Each of us has a story. Stumbling into the light, I see people like you and me. In this room, we listen to the truth that sets us free. In this room, we open our hearts and we can clearly see how the path has brought us all right here. We're safe, we're strong, our friends are near. And there is nothing left to fear, 'cause we're home in this room. In this room, we value complete acceptance of who we are. In this room, we walk towards complete forgiveness. In this room, we learn. The learning never ends. And we can choose anytime we want to begin again. In this room, we listen to the truth that sets us free. In this room, we open our hearts and we can clearly see how the path has brought us all right here. We're safe, we're strong, our friends are near. And there is nothing left to fear, 'cause we're home in this room. In this room, there's gold dust in the air. In this room, possibilities everywhere. In this room we stand when our hearts are torn. In this room, a new way of being together is being born. In this room, we listen to the truth that sets us free. In this room, we open our hearts and we can clearly see how the path has brought us all right here. We're safe, we're strong, our friends are near. And there is nothing left to fear, 'cause we're home in this room. In this room, we open our hearts. In this room, we grow together. In this room, we accept one another. And we learn to love in this from different places, different paths, different spaces, bringing so many questions, bringing our pain. We come from different families. Each of us has a story. Stumbling into the light, I see people like you and me. In this room, we listen to the truth that sets us free. In this room, we open our hearts and we can clearly see how the path has brought us all right here. We're safe, we're strong, our friends are near. And there is nothing left to fear, 'cause we're home in this room. In this room, we value complete acceptance of who we are. In this room, we walk towards complete forgiveness. In this room, we learn. The learning never ends. And we can choose anytime we want to begin again. In this room, we listen to the truth that sets us free. In this room, we open our hearts and we can clearly see how the path has brought us all right here. We're safe, we're strong, our friends are near. And there is nothing left to fear, 'cause we're home in this room. In this room, there's gold dust in the air. In this room, possibilities everywhere. In this room we stand when our hearts are torn. In this room, a new way of being together is being born. In this room, we listen to the truth that sets us free. In this room, we open our hearts and we can clearly see how the path has brought us all right here. We're safe, we're strong, our friends are near. And there is nothing left to fear, 'cause we're home in this room. In this room, we open our hearts. In this room, we grow together
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning. I'm your music leader this morning with no warning. Jamie taught me that. Several of our musicians are out having an experience of various and sundry germs in their body. And so we will hold them in prayer throughout this service. In the meantime, we're going to do songs that Rev Rafe is familiar with, and hopefully you are too, because I can, and I need to. So here we go. First one is Karen Drucker's Thank You for This Day. If you feel like standing up, stand up, dance, do whatever works for you. Here we go. Turn it up just a little bit, Vaughn. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This beautiful, this healing day. This healing day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing day. Excellent. Woohoo. All right. Familiarity is a beautiful thing. Good morning, good morning, good morning. My name is Reverend Rafe Ellis, and I am privileged and honored to be the senior minister here at Columbia Center for Spiritual Living. Welcome to our Sunday celebration. Whether you're here in person or joining us virtually, we would greatly appreciate it if you would share this live stream on whatever social media platforms that you use. When it's convenient to you, if it's convenient to you, if it calls to you. If it doesn't, don't do it. It's that simple. If this is your first time experiencing Columbia Center for Spiritual Living, welcome. We want you to know that whoever you are, whatever spiritual path you're on, and wherever you are on that spiritual path, you are welcome and celebrated here. Welcome to our online viewers this morning. Welcome to everybody in the room. Welcome to anybody and everybody that watches this some other day of the week and time. Welcome. And now I get to share with you who we are and what we're up to. And you'll notice there's a few changes in the order of service and things for 2025. If you have questions about that, you know where to find me. I'm happy to answer them. Our vision is contributing to a world that works for everyone. Our identity is that we are a diverse community of belonging and growth, sharing the light and joy within ourselves while learning to see it in others. Guided by Spirit, together we build a joyously engaged, inclusive community intent on uplifting and transforming lives. We are a welcoming, inclusive spiritual center where everyone can be seen and heard. Did you turn that up? Okay. Can you turn it down just a little bit? Because it's really loud. It's amazing how sound is like, whoa, wait, where did that come from? We are a welcoming, inclusive spiritual center where everyone can be seen and heard. We lovingly practice the principles of science of mind in the world. And so, here's some ways. Well, I'm doing too many things today, so just bear with me, folks. Here's some things that you can do to get connected and engaged. Every morning we have 2 live stream meditation opportunities now, 2 spiritual practice opportunities. 6 a.m. is the 365 Days of Richer Living. That happens at 6 a.m. Eastern Time, Monday through Saturday. But Just for Today happens at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, Monday through Saturday, and at 6 a.m. on Sunday. The big difference is the 365 at 6 a.m. is not an interactive meditation at all. It's simply the reading, meditation, and a prayer. The Just for Today actually invites people to interact and share their thoughts. I am pulling eclectic readings. I can't tell you where they're going to come from because I pick them that day. We might be reading from an NA book, an AA book, a Science of Mind magazine, or a Jesus is Calling daily reader. So far, those have been the options. And we look at it from a metaphysical perspective. Tuesday, January 7th, is our Women's Circle Gathering. That is a Zoom-only offering. It's at 7 p.m. If you're interested in that, you can sign up through our website. We have 2 book studies coming up. Tuesday evenings, 5:30 to 7, is The Numinous Factor, The Spiritual Basis of Science and Life by John L. Walker. That is 11 weeks. The price point, you decide. There's a recommended investment of $220 for the whole 11 weeks. You can pay it $20 a week. You can pay it $0. You get to choose. There are options in there. The whole point is to make all this stuff available. On Thursdays, starting January 9th, there's a 10-week Build the Life You Want, The Art and Science of Getting Happier by Arthur C. Brooks and Oprah Winfrey. Again, same price point. It's priced at $20 a class. You decide. Sunday, January 26th, immediately after this service is our annual member meeting, at which point we will be electing new board members. If you are called to serve in the leadership of Columbia CSL, please contact Mr. Eamon James, religious science practitioner. He is the chair of our CSL nominating committee, and he will guide you through the process. So, that's a lot of information. don't expect you to grasp it all, so you can go to our events calendar, columbiacsl.com/events. If you have specific questions or need information, you can email me at info@columbiacsl.com, or you can call or text our office phone at 410-750-8559. So, we come together on Sunday morning to celebrate life. So let's get to it with our next community song, which is a Gary Lynn Floyd song, One Big Family. So move about, dance, whatever works for you. Here we go. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded who we've come to be. We are love, we are one. One big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one. One big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, 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 hey. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one. One big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Air guitar. Here we go. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, 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 hey. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Ha ha! Well done. All right.
I have a question about the announcements.
Yes.
5:30 is the class on Tuesday.
So if you'll check the website, because I don't have them right in front of me,
But
hon.
it would be one website, yes? The two meetings, the women's group afterwards?
Yeah, there's two separate Zoom things. They won't conflict.
That's what I wanted to know.
Yeah.
Thanks much.
Wouldn't do that. All right. So, if you're joining us for the first time, we have this beautiful little wisdom wheel, and it contains questions from you, the community. And it is in need of more questions. So, as questions arise as we go through this new theme this year, please email those to me so I can get them on here. So, the overarching theme for this morning is understanding our relationship with the law of cause and effect. And so now we're going to figure out how that's going to be specifically focused. When things are going well in my world, but not the world. So we're going to explore the law of cause and effect in that context. This will be fun. So we have a new thing that we're going to do every Sunday morning. And that is those 7 community values that we spent a year flushing out. Someone will do a brief, literally, just a 2-minute max. This is how I experience that spiritual principle. And we will rotate through them one a week. Just keep rotating through them all year. So the first one is love. And just to demonstrate how this works. So today I'm experiencing the spiritual principle of love as the unlimited giving of creation. That sense of giving that is beyond human convenience, right? That love just gives. It doesn't give when, it doesn't give if, it doesn't give because, it doesn't give to get, that it just gives. And so that is what I woke up with understanding the spiritual principle of love to be today. So it'll be interesting to get 52 different views of spiritual principle all year. How cool is that? And so now we're into our regular routine. And so just so you know what's coming, we will do our candle lighting. We will have our reading. We will have the meditation and prayer. And then we will have the gift of music into the message and on through the rest of the service. So.
Our founder, Reverend Dr. Ernest Holmes, was a dedicated study and a great synthesizer, identifying the common and connecting threads within the various religions, philosophies, and ancient wisdom teachings of the world. Science of Mind is the synthesis of Ernest Holmes' lifetime of study. Let us breathe together as we light a candle honoring some of these faith traditions. As we light the first candle, we honor Christianity as a path of love and forgiveness. As we light the second candle, we honor Buddhism as a path of compassion and Four Noble Truths. As we light the third candle, we honor Judaism as a path of ethical living through sacred law. As we light the fourth candle, we honor Baha'is as a path of unity and peace. As we light the fifth candle, we honor Islam as a path of surrendering to the will of God as the highest calling. As we light the sixth candle, we honor Confucianism as a path of tradition, deliberate tradition. As we light the seventh candle, we honor Taoism as a path of harmony and balance. As we light the eighth candle, we honor all indigenous peoples' traditions as paths that recognize and honor spirit in all of creation. As we light the ninth candle, we honor Shintoism as a path of optimism and the inherent goodness of humanity. As we light the 10th candle, we honor Hinduism as a path of knowledge, action, and devotion. As we light the 11th candle, we honor Akan as a path that honors the divine ancestors, and nature. As we light the 12th candle, we honor all New Thought philosophies as a path of adherence to universal spiritual principles of love and law. As we light this final candle, we honor the multiplicity and diversity within the wholeness of creation as sacred. Namaste. Today's sacred reading is an adaptation from February 27th, A Spiritual Principle a Day, published in 2021 by Narcotics Anonymous World Services. Powerlessness opens the door. We open with a quote from the basic text, chapter 4. Step 1, which says, when we admit our powerlessness and our inability to manage our own lives, we open the door to recovery. Practicing powerlessness as a spiritual principle may seem far-fetched to many of us. Admitting defeat is a concept we're very uncomfortable with. But what's ironic is that we're already practicing powerlessness to some extent by acknowledging that we're on a spiritual journey. And even before that, very likely we've had our moments of crying out to something to stop the madness and the pain we are experiencing. Moments of begging to get well, moments of fearing the sun would not or would come up again, and promising ourselves and others that we were going to change. We swore it. The surrender of step 1 is often terrifying for us because it's a threshold we can't easily ignore once we make ourselves truly vulnerable to it. Try as some of us might, we can't put the toothpaste back in the tube. We can't return to using old thinking that yields unwanted results and forget that people like us are experiencing a more joy-filled, peaceful life. We admit that we're continuing to harm ourselves and others by holding on to old, conditioned thinking, and that trying to heal our lives in separation is unmanageable. We need to access our spiritual power to thrive, and we gain it through connection and fellowship with our spiritual seekers. A spiritual practice and a higher power of our own understanding. I'm going to repeat that. We need to access our spiritual power to thrive, and we gain it through connection and fellowship with other spiritual seekers, a spiritual practice, and a higher power of our own understanding. Practicing powerlessness is not a one-time occurrence. We are faced with embracing it over and over again. Instead of feeling defeated by the idea of powerlessness, we experience relief from our conditioned limitations, and we unleash the limitless benefits of getting this honest with ourselves. We tap into our spiritual source of strength and infinite possibility, the possibility of recovering our spiritual essence and our birthright of a truly unlimited life. Yes, we are open to the door to recovery. On some days, that door is flung wide open because we are wide open. On other days, we can only muster a crack of willingness. It's a relief to admit powerlessness over the law of cause and effect in whatever form it takes. Today, I'll share my spiritual journey with honesty, open-mindedness, and willingness. I will share my authentic journey with members of my spiritual community because my real power comes when I surrender. So it is.
In the silence, there is peace. In the silence, there is unspoken joy. In the silence, there's release from a world full of chaos and noise. So I wait for these precious moments when I hear all that could never be said, and right here in this holy silence I find God. I find myself. So I wait for these precious moments when I hear all that could never be said, and right here in this holy silence myself.
In the silence, I find God. I find myself. Because what I know is that there is only one life, one universal energy in which we live, move, and have our being. One life that chooses to express here and now as me, as each of you under the sound of my voice. I am one with this one life. The same is true for each of you. In knowing this truth, we know that the characteristics of this one life, the attributes of this one life, express and exist within each of us here and now. We are love. We are peace. We are joy. We are abundance. We are wholeness and health. And as we give this life permission to express these attributes through us, so it is in our lives. So it is in our experience. And so what I declare right now is the surrender of any blockage, of any belief, of any thought that would keep these attributes, these divine attributes, from flowing freely and fully and thoroughly through us here and now. We let go and we let God. We let the God of our being express and know us and live through us and celebrate us as peace, as joy, as love, as grace, as wisdom, as prosperity. And knowing that the divine now expresses this way through us and as us, we surrender and let it be. And we see it manifest in our family relationships, in our community relationships, in our inner spaces. And all is well. And I know this, and I declare this, and I give thanks for this. Right here, right now, it is done. It is perfect, whole, and complete. And I surrender this all to the Spirit, to the law, knowing that the law has already said yes. Knowing that the law has already said it is so. And because the law has already declared it, I ask you to join me in declaring it here by saying together, and so it is.
Last week, Reverend Rafe shared with us during the Burning Bowl ceremony the power, the fiery power of releasing and letting go of those things that no longer serve us. So much has been said about who we are, love and light, God being God to itself. So I'd like to share this unique perspective from Sonic Yogi entitled, I Am Letting Go. Realized that what I was searching for was not about becoming something that I was not, but letting go of the things that were not me. I am not my name. I'm not my job. Not the type of car that I drive. I'm not where I live. partner thinks of me. I'm not what my family thinks of me. I'm not what my friends think of me. I'm not my opinion of me. I'm not my race or religion. I'm not my fears. I'm not my nationality. I'm not the amount of money that I have. I'm not the size of the clothes that I wear. I'm not defined by the things that I own. I'm not my future. I'm not the vacation I took last year. I'm not all of the good things that I've done. I'm not the things that I'm not proud of. I'm not my past. I'm not my emotions. I'm not my gender. I'm not my sexuality. I'm not my body. I'm not a political party or issue. I am not my desires. I am not my circumstances. I am not my thoughts. I am not my thoughts. I am not my thoughts. I simply am. I am. I am a creative soul. Silence. Change. I love that. Silence. Change. I like that. Truth, consciousness, bliss. Truth, consciousness, bliss.
Let's take a breath together. So I was out to dinner with some folks, not this past Friday, but the Friday before, and we were talking about how to determine the problem of an issue, like what's the real problem. And somebody pointed out that someone else pointed out to them, if you really want to know what's at the core of any issue, just say issue really fast 5 times. Did you get it? It's you, it's you, it's you! I'm just saying. That is at the core of every issue we face. This thing of cause and effect, we like to think of them as different things. They're just different sides of the same coin. We like to think of cause as spiritual and effect as the physical realm, as if they're separate. But if we really understand cause, if we really understand that there is only one thing happening, there's one source, there's one substance, one, and it's expressing itself in the physical realm, then duality ceases to be a thing. I mean, you would think we actually planned this. I had no idea what Gary was going to say. But it's everything. None of that stuff is the truth of us. It is the effect of us expressing. So we're going to really take all these things apart this year. Before I get too deep into this, I want to be really clear. The overarching theme this year really is first thing first. Notice there's no S to things. First thing first. Because we have this lie operating in our brain that we can do multiple things at the same time. No, we can't. No, we can't. Not really. And the first thing is really the only thing. And you get to decide what you're going to put first. I don't. Some days I'm not sure who's deciding what I put first, because some days I slip into denial and I think you did that to me. Right? Anybody have those moments where life did something to them? I had to laugh yesterday. I was way ahead of schedule with all these new slides and a new order of service, and everything was ready to go at 8:30 in the morning. And I was actually going to kick back and relax a little, watch a little football, and then my phone started blowing up with text messages of people that had changes in their situations, which then changed my situation. And I would love to tell you that my first reaction was a spiritual response of, cool, look how creative I get to be today. That was not what it was. At all. Now, because I do a clear, consistent spiritual practice, I didn't stay in the, are you kidding me? Very long. But that's the first place I went. That suddenly life happened to me. Right? There was some evil force acting against me. Ruining my day. Ruining my plans. Making me do things I didn't plan on doing. Now, this thing of cause and effect, I don't care what we put in its place, it's always what's happening. It's always, we can put it in whatever wrapping paper we want, but the only thing that's really happening is cause and effect. All the time. We can call it the law of gravity. We can call it the law of attraction. We can call it the law of circulation. But when it comes right down to it, it's all the law of cause and effect. Truth. That's it. This is a really simple teaching, but it doesn't make it easy. It just makes it simple. And so, as I'm grumbling my way through the revisions of things, it dawned on me that this is the law of cause and effect, dude. You're the one who set in motion that for 2025, you are just going to give and give and give and give. You're the one that said that. Here it is. How you like it? Because if you're just really committed to giving freely, this is an opportunity, not something to be upset about. This is something to celebrate. This is an effect of cause set in motion by my declaration. Now, the difference is, I didn't mean for it to look this way. Right. The first step, because we're really going on the 12-step model here, not from the standpoint of substances, but from the standpoint of spiritual principle. The very first step written in Alcoholics Anonymous, which is where they all came from, was I'm powerless over alcohol and my life is unmanageable. Now you can fill in the blank. I'm powerless over addiction. I'm powerless over people, places, and things. I'm powerless over the law of cause and effect.
Yes.
And trying to control it is making my life unmanageable. We have to understand what cause is. Because we in metaphysics oftentimes think we do control the law of cause and effect.
Yeah.
We do not. That is the operation of law.
Come on. Come on.
Cause. All right. Law. Let's start with law. And for those of you that want them, the law of cause and effect, my printer acted up, and then I ran out of paper. But I managed to get 8 of them done. And they're over on the table. Because every week I'm going to provide you with an invitation to do some exercises to help you get clear about what you're actually believing that you may not even know you're believing. Okay? Because we get so into it, we think it's true when maybe it's not. Maybe it's just, we're used to it. Just because I believe it doesn't make it true. Just so you know. Just because you believe it doesn't make it true. It just means it will manifest in your life. So law, defined in Science of Mind, is mind in action. The creative medium of spirit is the great mental law of the universe. It is the law of spirit. It is the law of mind. The law of mind and spirit must be understood if they are to be consciously used for definite purposes. Bottom line is, law is just the doer. It's just the doer. It's the fulfillment center of spiritual Amazon land. Right? The order comes in and the machine goes to work filling it. That's the activity of law. It doesn't say, you sure you want this? Doesn't do that. It just goes, okay. Doesn't second guess it. Doesn't filter it. Doesn't massage it. Doesn't improve it. It simply acts upon it. Cause, there's one cause, and it has nothing to do with fault. Okay? Cause in metaphysics is the originator, the original source of something. What actually causes it to be, not what made it happen. Cause is synonymous with consciousness itself, energy.
Yes.
Whatever, has a gazillion names because language does that.
Yes.
All right. But ultimately, cause, if you have a bent towards science, cause is the quantum field. It is that energy, that thing that wasn't created out of something else. It simply has always been. It's that thing that we can't find the origin of. It's that thing that we go back as far as the Big Bang, but what did those things come out of? In order for there to be a Big Bang, there had to be things to bang together. Where'd they come from? We can't answer that. We don't know. They came from consciousness, from cause. What we use is consciousness. We set it in motion by our thought. We propel it. And then we have no control after that. And it's important to really get that. That all we're doing is moving consciousness. Thought is a movement of consciousness. Not a movement in consciousness. It is a movement of consciousness. Okay? Just like if this is consciousness, that's thought. It moves it. Now what happens from here? I don't know. Somebody might come trip over it. Somebody might take it and put it somewhere else. But we just move it. We set it in motion. Law acts upon it. And then comes effect. The land of perception. The land of perception. Right? It was 19 degrees warm when I went outside this morning. Why do I call it 19 degrees warm? Because I'm trying to tell my brain that I'm not going to die. It's been spoiled by living in California for a while. And 19 degrees was like, what? Right? But the truth of the matter is, 19 degrees is 19 degrees. Do I want to experience it as cold, or do I want to experience 19 degrees warm? I get to choose. It's not going to change the temperature, but it certainly changes how I experience it. Because if I go outside and I'm like, oh, good God, it's 19 degrees, then I'm having this kind of experience. And I'm like, there's not enough clothes to get warm, and what am I doing out here? And God, now I hate my job. Right? It just goes from there. Versus, it's 19 degrees warm. Let me put that on Facebook and irritate the world. Because I'm not responsible for what you do when you read it. But we get to choose how we experience it.
Yes.
We get to choose.
Yes.
Right? Effect is always temporary. And it is always up for interpretation. Always. I'm powerless over. The step could really stop there in metaphysics. Because if it's true that there's only one, how does one have power over anything? I'll wait. One can't have power over anything. Power over something requires two things at least. It's power of. And so for me to admit that I am powerless over is easy. That's easy. It just takes me immediately to one. Well, of course I'm powerless over, because there is no over. And trying to even think about being powerless over something makes my life excruciatingly unmanageable, because I am trying to manage one in duality. It is never going to work. There is always going to be a disconnect. I am always going to be in dis-ease. Always. And then the behaviors come into play. And that's where addiction, chemical or behavioral or mental, come into play. Because rather than correcting my thought, I seek things outside of me to reconcile the dis-ease of being out of alignment with the truth of my being.
It's all right.
Doesn't matter what it is. Doesn't matter if it's exercise, fitness. There's a lot of people who misuse fitness. Rather than changing their belief system about their value, they injure themselves. They sacrifice time with their family. They're completely off scale with something that is potentially positive.
Come on.
But now I'm using it to mitigate dis-ease. What I know is that when I live in oneness, when I live in alignment with the truth of my being, I don't have to run from my feelings. Because there's nothing in me that feels disconnected or in pain or dis-ease. Nothing. This idea, and there's a reason I left this to the very end. When things are going well in my world, in my life, but not the world, that is a lie. And it's impossible. Because there is no separation between your life and the world. You can't be having a great life and the world be going to hell. Because you're a part of what's going to hell. And you believing that your life is separate from that is part of what's sending it to hell. You are not separate. New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, what happened in New Orleans. You're not separate from that. You're not separate from that. You're not separate from the dis-ease that that young man was experiencing that led to his choice. You're not separate from that. And that's the place where we have to begin to get clear, to heal. As long as anybody is sick, I am sick. There's one body. You don't go to the doctor and the doctor tells you you have this group of sick cells, but no worries, the rest of your body's going to be just fine. It's just these cells that are sick. But that's what we do with humanity all the time. It's what we do with our planet all the time. We conveniently, we're metaphysicians and we're all about oneness until you think I need to change something I don't necessarily want to change, and now I'm going to split off into duality and that ain't mine. That is a lie. As long as one person is in poverty, we are all in poverty. As long as one person is in pain, we're all in pain. That's the truth of one. That's the truth of one. As long as our planet is being raped by industry, we're all being raped by industry. As long as our resources are being squandered, we're all squandering them. How do we resolve that? Well, we have 51 more weeks to work on that. Because we're not going to get there today. But what I can tell you is just like the first step. The first step is getting honest. Because you can't change anything that you're lying to yourself about. You can't. The recovery materials talk about stopping something. And recovery is then possible. So today is about stopping. Today is about owning, what do I need to stop? What am I setting in motion that isn't helping the whole body of creation? Because too many of us try to change it without stopping it. It doesn't work. You cannot change the problem at the level that created it. Sometimes we just have to stop first. Let the feelings come. I promise you, the feelings will pass. But if you don't stop, they will just perpetuate because you're perpetuating them by not stopping. You're using cause to create the effect of those feelings. The first step is stop. Just stop. You don't have to know what to do next. You don't. Just spend the week stopping. This will be in the newsletter. There are 8 of them over on the table. They're really simple. They really are. They're intended to be simple. Doesn't mean stuff won't come up for you. All right. I give you the metaphysical definition of law. And then the exercise is to spend at least 5 minutes silently contemplating the word law. And then to respond to the following prompt in your own words. What does law mean to me? Not hard. No right answer, no wrong answer. And it goes through that with several things. I'm going to pull just this, and then I give you 3 quotes to do something a little different with. That's automatic writing. But my favorite quote that was new to me, but I could so deeply resonate with, actually comes out of Ideas of Power. There is a law of cause and effect that beats us up when we beat life up, and will beat the living stuffing out of us until we get tired of it and have had enough and act in accord with the laws of harmony, which are fundamental to the nature of God and the universe in which you and I live. I was like, well, that's pretty clear. There's no getting around anything that will beat the stuffing out of us. This stuff isn't complicated. We're taking the headiness out of it and putting the heart in it. Practical applications. We're going to have the wrench, and we're going to know what bolt to put it on, and we're going to know which direction to turn it, and we're going to heal. And we're not just going to heal our individualized selves, because what heals in one place heals every place. There's only one. It's only one body. We are cells in it. Just like this is the micro, this is the macro. This body is an example of the body of creation. Within it, there are 7 billion cells. Last I heard, there's about 7 billion people on planet Earth. It's an interesting correlation. I'm just saying. Right? One body. Everything in form is a cell in that body. The healthiest body is when everything is operating harmoniously. The only way that happens is alignment. So we're going to work on that. Okay. So I'm going to save the closing prayer for after the offering. So, as we move into our time of giving, there's a couple of ways that you can give. You can text GIVE, the word GIVE, to 410-498-6175. That'll take you to our Breeze giving portal. You can select which fund you want to give to, and it will take care of you. You can send a check. You can mail. Snail mail still works. There really are still postal people that deliver things. To Columbia CSL, 659 Cog Court, Millersville, Maryland, 21108. You can go to our website, Columbia CSL, columbia.com/donate and give through there. And you can give here in the room in the basket that is about to come around. Our giving affirmation is changed slightly. So it's not the same as it was last year. Here we go. I affirm that the abundance of creation is my abundance. I give freely as creation gives to me. I give through Columbia Center for Spiritual Living to ensure its continued availability to all spiritual seekers. And if I could have a couple of folks, and Gary's going to do something for us while that's happening.
Wow, pretty deep stuff there. Okay. Socrates' student, Plato, was asked, "Can music heal?" And he said, "Music is the soul of the universe. It gives wings to the mind, flight to the imagination, and life to everything." Well, is that true? I think so. Many songs were written. This is one of them. Yes. Let's make a little room here.
Isn't the creativity of creation just amazing? So I invite you to turn within, to recognize with me that there is only one infinite, limitless, nameless, changeless cause, substance, source. That it expresses in exquisite individualizations of itself, no two alike, and yet never separate from itself. That it is life expressing as life, it is love expressing as love, it is peace expressing as peace. All that is in form, all that surrounds form, all that form comes out of and returns to, is this one. And so we are it. We are literally full of it, surrounded by it. And so I speak my word, claiming and affirming that the harmonious operation of one, the nature of creation's being, is moving each expression of itself into alignment with itself. That everything unlike that is rising to the surface, to be seen, to be heard, to be healed. I speak my word, claiming and affirming that life stands on its own agency to move consciousness into the activity of law, into the healing of all separation, all sense of separation, all ideas of power over, healed simply by the recognition of one. And I am grateful, so grateful for the activity of law that only knows yes. Only knows yes. Receives whatever we give it and makes it happen. Grateful. And so I speak a word of gratitude for the infinite as money, as that supporting substance of Columbia CSL. I give thanks for the energy of service that makes the service happen. That divine yes from each person that volunteers and gives of themselves to this community, that ripples beyond the walls of this community, energetically, and to all who experience it whenever they experience it. I speak a word of gratitude for that love that just gives of itself to itself. And so knowing it is already complete, knowing it is expanding as I speak, I can let go. I can surrender any preconceived ideas, any thought that creates the need or the desire or the delusion of control over. I let go. And I stand with my mind and heart wide open to be amazed at how law unfolds it all. And I invite you to join me. Make this your own, as we say together. And so it is. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Gary Hartnett. for being the, yeah, I'll do that guy. I had a moment of panic when I called Gary's cell phone and got, I'm unable to take your call. I'm like, but you have to. See, it's our silly little brains are busy. We just have to, it's like, okay, calm down in there. So thank you, Gary. Jamie and Brandon, we are holding you both in prayer, knowing the vitality of your wholeness is expressing itself. Thank you, Don and Zita, for being our live stream team this morning. Thank you, Vaughn. You are getting really good at getting this stuff set up on the audio thing. You about ready to sprout wings, brother. Thank you, Zita, for being our reader this morning. Thank you, Amen, for being our practitioner today. Thank you, Cindy, for being our hospitality person. Thank you, Nancy, for being our welcome person. Thank you, Deborah, for being our online engagement person. Thank you, Dale and Eamon, for being our ushers. Thank you, everybody who joined us online. Thank you, everybody who joined us here in the room.
And thank you.
You're very welcome. You know, it really is such, I mean, I am fed by feeding. It's so reciprocal. It's amazing. So if you want some assistance, if you want some spiritual support, we have ways to do that. You can receive prayer immediately after service from Amen. You can email a prayer request to prayer@columbiacsl.com. You can leave a prayer request in that little basket over there, and we will hold you in prayer all week. If you want to do some deeper spiritual work, you can connect with a practitioner, and they will work with you. And there they are. Aren't they beautiful? And now for our affirmation. So I want you to just take it in, and then we'll read it together. I am learning a new way of life. Let's say that together. I am learning a new way of life. So I invite you throughout the week, just let that come to mind and go, I'm learning a new way of life. And just to affirm that over and over and over. Okay, so here's the deal. This is going to be our closing song all year. All year. Because it's a whole year of really learning to put the first thing first. Notice in the title there's an apostrophe. First things first. First thing is first, is what that actually means. Okay? So, I have a vague familiarity with this song enough to enjoy it, and it's not in my range, so I apologize ahead of time, because I'm going to be a little jumping octaves all over the map while I try to do this rascal. But I want you to take note of one thing. There's a place in here where it says, Lord, I'll fix my face on you. Now, legally, we're not allowed to change lyrics to somebody's copywritten song. You may not know that, but you aren't. So in parentheses after that, you will see that it says life, love. You get to sing it however you want. If the word Lord doesn't work for you, when you sing it, when you think about it, put the word in there that does work for you rather than railing against the whole song. We don't have to throw the baby out with the bathwater. We really don't. All right, here we go. We're going to give it our best shot. Jamie, please come back soon and save us from me. You can turn that up a little bit in the music part, Vaughn. Oh dear, the vanities that whispered in my ear. What would I do if they all disappeared? We're riches and fame and all that they could buy, I've come to find I'm never satisfied. What would I gain if my soul's the prize? I don't wanna love what the world loves. I don't wanna chase what the world does. I only want you. I only want you. First things first, seek your will, not my own. Surrender all my wants to you. It keeps a first things first. Live your truth, walk your ways, set my eyes, love my kiss, my face on you. All my desires reverse, to keep the first thing first. Give it all, my life an offering. My heart is yours, so have your way in me. Your kingdom's all I wanna see. I don't wanna love what the world loves. I don't wanna chase what the world does. I only want you. I only want you. First things first, seek your will, not my own. Surrender all my wants to you. Keep the first thing first. To live your truth, rough your ways, work my eyes, right now fix my face on you. All my desires reverse, keep the first thing first. Keep the first thing first. Keep the first thing first. Oh, keep the first thing first. Not my own, enter all my wants to you. I have no idea where I'm at. Keep the first thing first. To live your truth, walk your way, set my eyes, light I fix my face on you. All my desires reverse, to keep the first thing first. Oh, keep the first thing first. Keep the first thing first. All my desires reverse. Keep the first thing first. Have a fabulous week. I love you. And you can't stop me.
Living Spirit, I am grateful. Loving Spirit, I am free. So many gifts upon my table, loving kindnesses to me. Living Spirit, I am grateful, loving Spirit, for abundant living every single day. And I give thanks for the knowing. I give thanks for the way your love is overflowing every time I pray. And I thank you, God, for one good day. Living Spirit, I am grateful. Loving Spirit, I am free. So many gifts upon my table. Loving kindness says to me, living Spirit, I am grateful. Loving Spirit, for the way, for this rich, abundant living every single day. And I give thanks for the knowing. I give thanks for the way your love is overflowing every time I pray. And I